Where am I? Oh, I'm here. Am I here? Am I here? Am I here? I think I'm here. Yes. Am I good? Yeah, I'm here. Okay, everything's on. Okay. Okay, we're here. I'm alive. Okay. Everything's good. Right. Yes. Hey, you. I'm trying to see my TikTok is on. Why is my TikTok not on? I'm so confused. Is it on? Looks like it might be on. All right. Hey, Danny Gossip Girl. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to figure out why everything's not working here. What's happening right now? Where's everything? Okay. Okay. I guess it's working. Doesn't say it's working, but all right. So anyway, I'm sorry. I'm Relative Kristen Ray. This is the Who Started You On podcast. I'm back to talk about Justin Baldoni, and Blake Lively, the latest thing that happened today. And I have a hard time explaining what I'm reading on these lawsuits or these amended parts of the lawsuit. So I downloaded his name's Dave Neal, the Dave Neal podcast. He really has a really, really good. He explains everything really good. So I'm going to play him. And TikTok is not on. Why is that? What's happening? 1 second. All right, I hit it already. Come on. Already put my link in there. Come on, YouTube. I'm trying to do restream too, and it's not working. Paste it. Come on. Forget it. Whatever. So, okay. I know I ended up finding it. I couldn't get a hold of you, but I'll check it when I go in there. Maybe I'll use it. And I'm locked out of my phone. So hopefully, can you guys please share the stream? All I ask is to share this because, like I said, I'm locked out of my phone. But I wanted to talk about this because I can't stop. I can't believe that every day something new comes out with Justin and Blake. And Danny Gossip Girl, I'm so glad you're here. Hey, Dustin, thanks for helping me today. Yeah. I can't believe that it feels like it's Amber Heard 2.0. And now she's being sued by somebody. And I don't blame him. But I'm going to break it down for you guys. Or have him break it down, and we'll talk about it. And then I'm going to talk about Marcus Jordan. As I found the other body cam footage and other information about it. And then also, I want to know what you guys think about Kanye and Bianca. In my personal opinion, she's not being controlled by him. But we'll see what you guys have to say. So, like I said, please comment, like, subscribe. I see a couple of you guys here. But, yeah, I'm drinking my coffee too. But, all right, so let me share this. Dave Neal's really cool. I'm probably going to have to do, just speed him up a little bit so I don't get striked for it. Because I can't explain things. I have a hard time explaining what I'm reading. All right. Okay. Now, this is Dave Neal. Let me make sure it looks all right. Okay. Which one do I have open again? Okay. Popcorn. Dave Neal. Okay, you guys can see him, okay, I hope. And hear me, okay. You guys can hear me, okay? I hope my turn. I feel like my volume might be in now. The volume's up. Everything's good with the volume and all, guys? Just say yes now and thing. Dustin, can you hear me okay? Did I turn Instagram on? Yes, Instagram is on. Okay. Now, oops, that's the complaint. I'm going to speed him up so I don't get striked. Where the heck is that? All right, let's play back. He's so cool. And then we can discuss it too, obviously, afterwards. Okay. Yeah, I'll start from the beginning. Well, this is this morning. She's being sued for defamation by the PR firm. Okay. This is a mess.
Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of the Rush Hour podcast. We have a breaking news update in the Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni lawsuits, now including another person, Jed Wallace, a PR person, saying he's losing millions in clients because of Blake Lively's defamation. Proving defamation is extremely hard, and Blake Lively's side has already responded to this new lawsuit. Here it is. TMZ's reporting this breaking news story. Just came out. Another day, another lawsuit. PR company accuses her of defamation. I'm going to read this article, and then I'm going to share with you guys the instances that Jed Wallace was mentioned in Blake Lively's complaint, which again is the evidence they'll say is her defaming him. Blake Lively's legal headaches are getting worse. The actress is now being sued by a crisis PR firm for defamation in her ongoing lawsuit battle with Justin Baldoni, TMZ has learned. Blake was slapped with a new lawsuit by Jed Wallace and his company Street Relations Inc. after she named both parties along with Baldoni in her December 2024 California civil rights complaint for bad behavior related to the filming of It Ends With Us. Wallace accuses Blake of falsely lumping his firm into the allegations she made against Baldoni and then sending the information to various media outlets, including Elle magazine. Despite the fact that Blake did not name Wallace or Street Relations in the lawsuit she filed just days later, and he says the damage was done and the media continued to report he had engaged in illegal activity. Wallace says Blake then doubled down on her conduct by asking a judge to authorize the taking of his deposition, but falsely accused him of being a subcontractor to a company called TAG to assist them in their unlawful retaliatory social combat campaign against Blake. All right, well, she does accuse him of being a subcontractor. So is that association enough defamation? I think with defamation, you have to prove someone's malintent. Was she operating off of bad faith? And I've got a different angle we're going to get into. We'll hold off on that. As a result of Blake's defamatory statements, Wallace says he has suffered millions of dollars in reputational harm with a projected loss to his company that exceeds another million. Blake's legal team calls bullshits on the lawsuit, telling TMZ another day, another state, another 9-figure lawsuit seeking to sue Miss Lively into oblivion for speaking out against sexual harassment and retaliation. Now, that's some spin. It might not be that it's retaliatory. It might be that they believe that they've been falsely. And again, these lawsuits sometimes get thrown out. But if they can show the judge there's evidence like, hey, she's defaming me, we had nothing to do with this, we had nothing to do with her claims, then there might be something there. So Blake's legal team can call BS all they want, but we'll see what happens in court. Blake's lawyer adds, this is not just a publicity stunt. It is transparent retaliation in response to allegations contained within a sexual harassment and retaliation complaint that Miss Lively filed with the California Civil Rights Department. While this lawsuit will be dismissed, we are pleased that Mr. Wallace has finally emerged from the shadows and that he too will be held accountable in federal court. All right, Blake's side doubles down. They double down. So I've got all the instances from Blake's lawsuit against Justin Baldoni, her civil complaint, that is, and I'm going to read them for you guys. And the Jed,
I couldn't find this. Me and Dustin looked for it, and I couldn't find this online to read it myself.
Wallace will have to prove that he's not attached to this mess and that Blake's side knew that when they kind of associated him. And again, if you're a lawyer, please correct me. I could be getting this completely wrong. I'm a commentary channel. I try my best. Hit the subscribe button for breaking updates just like this, because we're actually expecting a bigger update come Friday from Blake's side. As they say, new claims may come out. Here's the first of the 5 mentions of Jed Wallace. The retaliation campaign relied on more than just publicists and crisis managers spinning stories. They also retained subcontractors, including a Texas-based contractor named Jed Wallace, who weaponized a digital army around the country, from New York to Los Angeles, to create, seed, and promote content that appeared to be authentic on social media platforms and internet chat forums. The Baldoni Wayfarer team would then feed pieces of this manufactured content to unwitting reporters, making content go viral in order to influence public opinion and thereby cause an organic pile-on. Well, first, let's this idea that you can just make anything go viral is ridiculous. Every company in the world has a social media team trying to make their product go viral. That's not easy to do. Chances are, because of the thirst of audience not getting the full story, their conspiratorial tin hats were put on and they did the work. I believe the response to Blake Lively was grassroots. And that's where I stand at this point. I am giving myself the grace to change my opinion. I believe it was grassroots. People wanted to know, why did they unfollow Justin? They wanted to know all these different things. Now, is this a terrible look for Justin Baldoni that he hired a crisis PR team that was ready to pull the trigger on destroying Blake Lively? That's a bad look. But if they can argue they were just operating in self-defense, I call it the jujitsu method, right? You can't be taking jujitsu and be accused of assaulting somebody if you're just taking it so that you can prevent someone from assaulting you. That's what Justin Baldoni's claim is. By the way, they should use that analogy analogy in court. I think it's a good one. Let me know what you think. But I think for them to say, yeah, no, we hired these people because we knew she was going to be coming after us, and we just wanted to be prepared if that day came. We never activated it because the audience was already doing the grassroots thing. So as far as whether or not Jed Wallace is a subcontractor, I mean, wouldn't that be easy to prove? Let's take a look at some Venmo accounts, folks. Did they pay him for any work? In which case, if Tag, the PR firm, paid Jed Wallace for work, then it's not defamation to say that he was a subcontractor. What would be defamation is if they knew that he didn't actually seed stories like they claim that he did. It's a pretty tall claim to make. Number two, Miss Nathan, the PR person's reference to Jed, is a reference to Mr. Jed Wallace, an independent contractor based in Austin, Texas, whose company Street Relations offers public relations and crisis management services. On information and belief, Mr. Wallace has described himself as a hired gun and claimed a proprietary formula for defining artists and trends. Mr. Wallace had worked on previous matters with Miss Nathan and was retained by Tag to perform social media services on behalf of Wayfair and Mr. Baldoni in connection with Tag's engagement. Again, he denies this. So I think that's the only mention of him. The quotation appears to reference the efforts by Mr. Wallace to seed and influence online forums on Reddit, attacking Miss Lively and defending Mr. Baldoni. Well, I got to tell you, no one's paying me. No one's paying me to talk about this other than you, the collective audience, who watches a couple advertisements, scans the QR code, which takes you to my podcast, which makes a couple cents. So again, I am not bought or paid for by any
I'm going to make sure I put his information. Can you, Mimir, can you please put his, maybe I can do it right here. Put his, I'm an idiot. Do it right here. Copy. Make sure I put his link in there for this because he's good.
Sure.
And I'm using him to explain it.
But I do think astroturfing does exist. I do think it exists in our country. I think insurance lobbies, astroturf. I think political parties, astroturf. I absolutely think astroturfing exists. What we've seen so far from the evidence we've seen is that Justin Baldoni's crisis PR was planning a crisis moment if Blake came out against him. I don't see a scenario in which they admit in any place to seeding these stories. Now, as we talked about, the $250 million emoji, which was left out from Blake Lively's complaint, would have shown sarcasm when the conversation happens with the bury her. So if you search bury, you'll see multiple mentions of this. Miss Nathan followed this by assuring Miss Abel, we can bury anyone, but I can't write that to him. So just by telling somebody we can bury somebody doesn't mean they did bury somebody. If I told you I could bury a body in my backyard, you can't then say, oh, Dave's guilty of murder. No, I can bury a body. Doesn't mean I won't get caught. It doesn't mean, actually, I've got a lot of stone in the backyard. It would be very hard. But the point is to use the bury analogy. Just because they said they could bury Blake doesn't mean that they did. They argue Blake did that all on her own, which, by the way, if this does go to court, doesn't look good for Blake because they're going to be hell-bent on proving how unlikable she is, right? Which in the audience, you might say, already got that. But again, it's just going to look even worse for her if they have to bring in experts to say, yeah, no, there's no evidence of astroturfing. Everyone who spoke ill will of Blake Lively actually doesn't like her. And again, they're not going to be able to subpoena Reddit. We've tried this with the other case. Reddit's going to not play ball with all these anonymous comments. But if they look at every anonymous comment that they find and see that they can be traced back to somebody's account or, then it's going to be hard to prove that there's astroturfing. If they look at 1,000 negative comments online and 950 of them are from accounts that were created today, maybe they have a VPN that leads back to Austin, Texas or something like that, then you go, whoa, there's more to this story. But I don't know if they're going to be able to prove that. It's a hell of a lot of work they're going to have to do to figure that out. So here again, they talk about the efforts to bury Miss Lively. It was mentioned 5 times. Baldoni spent the last several months in significant resources on his goal of wanting to bury and destroy Miss Lively for raising concerns about his and his CEO's harassing behavior and other disturbing content. Yeah, absolutely. When you just read Blake Lively's complaint here, it is a wicked accusation. This was precisely the effect of the Baldoni Wayfair team they hope to achieve. They manipulated the social conversation to discredit and bury Miss Lively in retaliation for reporting her concerns about harassment and unsafe conditions during the production of the film. And again, did Blake Lively ever even go to HR? We don't know that for sure just yet. Yeah. As far as we know, the only HR complaint on the film was a sound guy who was, I guess, not hired because of ageism. Maybe he was too old. I don't know the situation. And by too old, I mean, could he, it shouldn't matter how old you are if you're doing sound, but if you're older and you lose a job to a younger guy, that's an interesting argument. But then again, I mean, sound technicians is a very hard job. I'm not discrediting any boom operators out there, but there's a lot of competition. All right, so they finish. Defendants Nathan, Tag, and Abel as individuals and entities that are not
This is getting so messy, guys.
Lively's employer aided and abetted the discriminatory conduct of defendants. It Ends With Us movie LLC Wayfair.
Like the Diddy case, there's like every day there's a new lawsuit attached to it.
And Heath, including but not limited to by participating in the above described coordinated astroturfing campaign to discredit and bury Miss Lively. So they're essentially accusing Jed Wallace of astroturfing because when you're talking about seeding stories, that is astroturfing. Look, it's a great conversation to have.
Yeah, because I don't know what that means. Dave, explain it to us, please.
And now that he is suing her, my question is, will they absorb that lawsuit into these lawsuits, right? Blake sues Justin, Justin sues Blake. That's going to get melted together in a nice soup of suits, as it were. And it's all the same information, right? It's all the same story. There's just different parties to it because it's subcontractors, it's PR people, it's actors, it's their LLC, it's the producer. And because of that, I think it should, and again, this is my uneducated opinion, but I think
Danny Gossip Girl, do you want to join me and talk to discuss this with me up here? Play.
that it should be a part of the same set of discoveries and things like that. So he'll get deposed. They'll go into his financial records to see if he's working with them, on retainer as they claim, and whether or not he can prove he had nothing to do with the astroturfing, I guess will depend on whether she will end up having to pay him in a defamation suit. I wouldn't want to be Blake Lively right now. Put it that way. I wouldn't want to be any of these people losing work. It sounds stressful as hell. And we'll have to see, she was in the news yesterday for saying that she's like unbothered. Basically, she's totally fine. And comments we received from others were that how could you have been sexually harassed and also be totally fine? And again, everybody responds differently to life's issues. So I'm kind of, I don't want to say staying neutral in this because I do have my opinions that right now Justin Baldoni has a hell of a lot more evidence proving his point than she does. That's where I believe my opinion right now. But could it change? Could there be more that comes out from Blake Lively's side? They say that'll come out on Friday. At least that's what they hinted to. We'll have to see. If you enjoyed this video, this breaking news story,
Yes, another one. Yeah. So Amber Heard's lawyer, guys, has also now commented. So I have his whole explanation on that too that we're going to play right now. So yeah, Amber Heard's lawyer is on Blake's side. Okay. Now this is like amazing. Like I can't believe it. And it's that lady, what's her name? You'll say. I can't believe this is getting to be, it's like Christmas, I feel like. It feels like Christmas again. It feels like we got this super surprise. Like I just can't believe this is getting as messy as it is and how much I can't stand. I mean, how much I'm obsessed with it right now. Like I just can't believe how much she's like Amber Heard. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that phone. It's like emergency somethings. Okay. This is nuts. Remember the older lady, what was her name right here? Let's see. So this is Dave again, Rush Hour Podcast. I'm going to put the other, make sure his link's in there. Let me get it again. I'll link it while he's talking. But this is Eileen, that was her name, Eileen. Okay. Am I sharing this? Yes. Oh my God, this fucking phone.
Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of the Rush Hour Podcast with a featured video on the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni upcoming court case. We now have commentary coming from the lawyers that represented both Amber Heard and Johnny Depp in their defamation lawsuit. In Johnny Depp's suit, he defeated Amber Heard. Public sentiment was split, although I would say it was split about 70-30%, maybe 70% on Johnny Depp's side, 30% Amber. It was quite vitriolic. And the thing that I hope is different with this court case than that one is that those that have an opinion that it's Blake who's innocent versus those that have opinion that it's Justin who's innocent don't attack each other. Especially in my community, we pride ourselves on being able to disagree based on information we've been provided. Now, with that said, the information provided by Elaine, Amber Heard's attorney, I think lacks some context, and the information that is being provided by Johnny Depp's side, they don't know the full story as we've been covering it. Hey, they're lawyers. They got other things going on. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to share several clips from Law and Crime's YouTube channel on what Johnny Depp's lawyer has to say about Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, and I'm also going to share the full clip of what we have from Amber Heard's attorney. They don't get it all right. We'll start there. They don't get it all right, but we're going to dive into it. So that's coming up next. First, I want to say, if you didn't catch my morning Rush Hour podcast, I covered some firsthand information I got from people that work with Ryan Reynolds. One guy shared an experience where Ryan Reynolds' dog came up to him on set where they worked together for 4 months. These aren't random.
We'll look at this after this. We'll look at this, whatever he covered this morning. Thanks, Dave. He's awesome.
These are people that worked with Ryan, drove him.
Subscribe to his channel, please.
If you want to catch some of that tea, you can go check out the last episode. And we also discussed the blind item that there might be trouble in paradise between Colleen Hoover and Blake Lively. So for those that don't understand how it works, every morning and every afternoon, I have a podcast called The Rush Hour. I give you a whole bunch of different news. So like this morning's episode, we had some Blake Lively news, and we also talked a lot about the issue going on in Gaza. So it's a lot of different things. We got some rude comments from people saying, tell me when it's the Blake thing. Okay, well, in a thumbnail and in a title, we go very specific and give you a slice of the story, and then we give you the whole thing, right? So there you go. That's what the morning and afternoon rush is. These videos are more of like a thesis on the exact topic we are discussing. Let's dive right into it. I'm going to pause where need be. There's only a 2-minute clip of this. I haven't seen the full interview yet. We'll get to that when it comes. Here is Amber Heard's attorney, Elaine, discussing Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni.
Blake Lively has no motive to make allegations of sexual harassment public, just as Amber Heard never did against Johnny Depp. With her, what happened in this case in big picture is Blake Lively makes a private complaint of sexual harassment to Baldoni and the other individuals in the middle of the filming, saying, let's get it right and let's be professional for the rest of this filming.
Okay, she's got some of the story, but in the comment section, you already see people giving the motives. Brittany says sexual harassment was a clause in the contract that would force Justin Baldoni to give up the rights to the film. That's the motive. Ryan Reynolds publicly said he wanted the rights to Colleen Hoover's books. Baldoni owns the rights. Only way for Baldoni to lose rights to the book is sexual misconduct. So there is a motive. Now, as far as Blake Lively not wanting this to go public, maybe it was never meant to go public. Maybe it was meant to be a private coercion, and then finally, as things just got out of hand, she felt she had no other defense. A good defense is a good offense, right? Or the opposite. Either way, I reject the premise that there's no motive.
What Baldoni does is he goes out and hires the same PR firm that Depp hired to eviscerate Amber.
All right, now I reject this because you could argue that Blake Lively's PR firm is the one that Harvey Weinstein hired. You see, there's a handful of PR firms that work across all these cases. Brian Friedman has, is a lawyer working for Justin Baldoni.
Reminds us why this woman was the lawyer for Amber Heard's lawyer. Do you hear this lady? She's not even paying attention. Not even paying attention to what's really happening.
Baldoni, but in the past he worked for a client against Justin Baldoni. So I reject the idea that you're going to look at, this professional organization did this to my client, so they must have done it to their client. Now, to be quite honest, I covered the Johnny Depp trial, and I was not on social media. I was just covering what was happening in the news. So I wasn't affected by any AstroTurf campaigns. And I came to the same conclusions that the jury did, which was that there was a lot of credibility issues with Amber Heard's side. Mainly, the thing I was hung up on was the fact she said she pledged or donated to the ACLU when she never did. The fact that she was lying about that made it hard to believe anything else. In this case, with Blake Lively, because there aren't many things that are similar here, so I hate to compare them. But with Blake Lively's case, they left out a lot of context in their misconduct suit. I mean, so much so that every point they made, Justin Baldoni had a response to. So this idea that it's the same, I reject that.
It is kind of the same because it's the same as the fact that she's just like Amber, where she's spinning the narrative, creating and manipulating, lying by omission, taking things out of context, and basically accusing somebody of something that could ruin their career, life. Just like she did to Johnny Depp, and this is what she's doing to him.
Was to attack and eviscerate Blake Lively. And you see some of the text messages that the New York Times uncovered where these PR people were saying that they were planting false stories.
It's like she forgot to look at the rest of the story.
They were very proud of the fact, they said Justin Baldoni wanted to bury her, and they said they can bury her, and they were very, very proud of the fact that this would all be untraceable in the social media. Wow. And in fact, Blake Lively was harmed. Her reputation was hurt.
Please come and use that as defense, please.
He suffered damage as a result of this. Why would he do that if, in fact, this was all false?
Why would he do it in the first place? He has equity in the film. It's his film. Blowing up this film doesn't help him or his family. So I don't see a motive for him to want to bury Blake because Blake wasn't talking. He was in self-defense. I used the jujitsu, analogy, which I made up yesterday, which is you can't claim Justin Baldoni was assaulting somebody if he was just training for self-defense. The crisis management team he had, from all we've seen, didn't plant those stories. They were mainly ready in self-defense for if Blake came after them preventatively. So again, if you do jujitsu, you don't get arrested for assault. In this case, we are looking for actual evidence that Justin's side buried Blake. And so far, it looks like that was the public's doing.
Why wouldn't he keep it quiet? They have no motive to bring this out because they want the film to succeed. So that's the first big picture. So she finds out he's doing this. She files the complaints. He turns around and retaliates.
Oh, wow.
Which, I'll talk about the anti-slap here, but you're talking about this website where he puts all his on. Remember context. There's always context. But New York, as does Florida, they have anti-slap litigation, and New York has really strengthened theirs. If you retaliate, like Justin Baldoni has here with his lawsuit.
Retaliate? You mean defend himself?
Because she has spoken out on a matter of public concern, which certainly sexual harassment is, he is in danger of getting his case dismissed.
I kind of already think I have an idea of what the comments will say. So for those that don't know, SLAP stands for Strategic Lawsuit Against Public Participation. So anti-SLAP is the protection of people who might just sue you to silence you, which we've had to deal with the $100 million lawsuits that we've been threatened with over our coverage of a fraudulent pregnancy in the Bachelor Nation world, a case that, of course, led, thanks to our audience, to the
Dave Neal, I didn't know that.
The investigation of Laura Owens for many different crimes by the county prosecutors in Maricopa. More on that if you want to hit the Clayton Eckerd playlist. We've got quite the story.
I'm going to, because you are amazing.
For all of our new folks out there. All right, so the comment section, is Elaine going to argue that the comment section is only on Justin Baldoni's side because of their PR? Someone said, you just confirmed that this is Amber Heard 2.0. How ironic. The lady that defended Amber Heard is defending Amber 2.0.
Yep.
Lady, where have you been? The motive is she wanted his film.
Yeah.
Amber Heard was also lying. Maybe she wanted the film. Maybe she also didn't want to go back to work there. Maybe she had a bunch of issues postpartum where she missed being with her family. There could be a hell of a lot of things that led her to do what she did. We really can't know for sure, but there is motive to say the least. So of course, Amber Heard responded when the Blake Lively New York Times piece came out saying, social media is the absolute personification of the classic saying, a lie travels halfway around the world before truth can get its boots on. I saw this firsthand and up close. It's as horrifying as it is destructive. Which, again, if you're talking about the lie that traveled halfway around the world before the truth can get its boots on, you could reference the New York Times article, which slammed Justin as a monster. So we've got Benjamin Chew, one of the stars of the Johnny Depp trial, and I've got several clips I'm going to share of what he had to say. He's not entirely caught up to speed on everything going on, so give him a little bit of grace, along with Elaine too, because clearly they need to do some more work. But here he is responding to the fact that both Justin and Blake have a case that they can make in this upcoming lawsuit.
Real quick, guys, I wanted to, everybody's watching on TikTok, just remind everybody to hit the like, comment, subscribe, share. I'm just going over the latest of the Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively stuff that happened this morning. This is Dave Neal. It's Dave Neal Podcast, Rush Hour Podcast. He's really absolutely amazing with this coverage. He's able to explain what we're watching but way better than I can. And I just sped up his voice, his commentary a little bit just because, I don't want to get copyright strike and I don't want to be accused of stealing his stuff. I just, I like the way he explains everything that's going on, and I like his opinions.
The court of public opinion right now.
TikTok, thanks for joining. If I know you guys are coming in now, everybody if you guys mention anything in the chat on TikTok, I can't say it. So come over to YouTube. I only get to see the Instagram ones. If I go over here, Police on the Cuff is here too. Over on Instagram. I'd like to talk to him about this actually too. That's Bill, Police on the Cuff. If you're ever here on Instagram, if you guys are good at Instagram, follow Police on the Cuff. He's awesome. He's really awesome with stuff that happens in New York. I always have questions. What's his name? Remember what's his name?
And I can't say this.
I'm allergic. The guy I'm allergic to. His bestie.
Across the board, but I would say a good portion of what we're seeing is a lot of people siding with Baldoni. In fact, when we did a live stream yesterday of this court hearing, 96% of our followers sided with him, 4% with Blake Lively.
I would have said,
wow.
It was 80% to 20%, but this is, I'm not shocked for those that have caught up on this and have had passion regarding this. 96% are on Justin Baldoni's side. Are they all the product of astroturfing?
And again, we did an episode on the celebrity reactions, and a lot of people in Hollywood are supporting Blake Lively. There's a division there. Based on what we've seen so far, and I got to tell you, we've seen a lot what might make its way into a trial. Text messages, audio messages, video evidence, other images, metadata. Right. Who has the stronger case right now? I know that's tough to ask. Who do you think has the stronger case? Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively.
I love these two together. I like watching these two, their opinions.
And I am curious.
We're watching Dave's watching him.
How are they going to prove their respective claims?
Well, I'm going to remain agnostic as to who has the edge right now in terms. I think you're more knowledgeable about that than I am. I do think that the more they can cite to audio tape and videotape, I think that is particularly persuasive.
And of course, so far, the only person sharing the video has been Justin Baldoni. Mm-hmm. So he's got the receipts that kind of disprove Blake Lively, even though she says, see, that's my point. And if it becomes something where you
see proof timelines,
you have to bend around to sort of find Blake's point. I don't think that's going to win people over. Like, I don't think people are going to look at that slow dance tape and go, well, Blake's right. He was sexually harassing her. It's like, no, that's not a crime. Him directing in the episode, in that scene, what was going on.
He is the director.
Going on, not a crime. All right, let's continue.
And what was I going to say?
Before all the drama started, they appear to be one of mutual respect. So the messages allegedly from Ryan Reynolds read, you've been a wonderful collaborator with B, meaning Blake Lively, and that means a great deal to both of us. Being a stand-up person is everything, and you've been just that since day one. Thank you. I'm excited for you to work together. I'm excited for Blake to crack open her creative piggy bank with someone as dynamic as you. This is going to be incredible.
God, actors are so strange when they message people. Their text messages are so strange.
To adore you, Justin. Now, we've taken that apart a little bit. There's a lot more to this. We've dedicated a whole other sidebar to that full message. But basically, Ben, you had Justin Baldoni reaching out to Ryan Reynolds, fanboying a little bit. Basically, I hope we can be friends. I've never had a close female friend who's married. Blake Lively, he says, reached out to his wife. So he reached out to Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds was very, very, respectful and kind to Justin Baldoni.
Like, it was very disarming. Like I said, it's very disarming, not alarming, but there's messages back and forth.
He did ask if he could adjust the shooting schedule a little bit so that Ryan Reynolds could be with his family. There was a part of this where I look at it too.
He said he would have the producer's face tattooed on his
Yeah, they can argue that's sexual harassment.
perineum, which is his taint his butt, taint his balls, the gooch, the area unspoken of. And it's like, yeah, I get it. I get the comedy there, but also he's like saying, hey, come on, move this schedule around for my family.
Two ways. I'm curious.
Let's not gloss over the fact that he's talking about putting something on his balls, but his wife's accusing somebody of inappropriate sexual stuff.
How you look at it. One way could say, look, we're putting this out there. Look how much praise Ryan Reynolds is asserting towards Justin Baldoni. Look how respectful Justin Baldoni is. Is he the type of guy that's going to sexually harass Ryan Reynolds' wife, make her uncomfortable, and then launch a smear campaign against her? And the other way of saying it is Ryan Reynolds a little bit in these messages by emphasizing how great it is that you're working with Blake Lively and how creative she is and how lucky you are. Does that support Justin Baldoni's argument that this is laying the breadcrumbs maybe for Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively to take control over the film? So there's a reason they wanted to get it out there. It seems like there might be something beneficial to Justin Baldoni. Do you see it that way?
Yes, I do. I think anything that shows him being cordial and correct and normal, I think is evidence, certainly that he can cite to say, look, I'm not the kind of person who would make somebody's wife uncomfortable or any woman uncomfortable on the set. On the
All right. So
other hand, I don't think respectful communications between parties before the fact really count against that person. Right. In other words, it almost gives more. We had a witness in the Depp case, for example, who was very praising. He said very nice things about Amber. She was nice to me. She paid attention to me. I think the other side was surprised because this was our witness. But later on, after what was maintained where the false allegations were made, he said I couldn't talk to her anymore. And I think that made his testimony more persuasive.
Yeah, I like that idea that you show the authenticity, that in good faith the other person's not a monster. Right. Is Ryan Reynolds a monster? Is Blake Lively a monster? People can share their opinions on that, but when it comes down to it, they've worked professionally. They've made it this far. But the question is, did they fly too close to the sun by trying to exert their power over somebody who they thought they could control and weaponize sexual harassment against him to maybe get the rights to the film? If those, does that make you a horrible person? Yeah, it does. It makes you.
That's what I was saying. Like, what all of a sudden Ryan Reynolds is all of a sudden going to ruin somebody's career? Like, I was saying this the other night about this. Like, what set this off? Like, what made him decide for them to turn into monsters all of a sudden? They've made it this far. How could they really, I was like, how could he be that hard of a bit of a guy in business if he made it this far? But
in that instance, for sure.
Recently published a nearly 7-minute voice note that Baldoni allegedly sent to Lively at 2 a.m. And in the message, he can be heard apologizing. And to provide a little context, it was to apologize for what seemed to be his hesitancy to accept the script changes that Blake Lively had made to a key scene in the film. And the voicemail reportedly coincides with text messages that Lively had sent to Baldoni shortly before this.
Like 1:50 in the morning. He just responded it to something. He was responding to something she sent at 1:50 a.m. So, but she only shares that part.
She said
he sent it. Like, what? You forgot this? Like I'm saying, keeping things out of this is what's the problem here. Like he sends me messages at 2 a.m. You left out the fact that you messaged him first at 2 a.m. You know what I mean?
Her feelings were hurt, that Baldoni seemed to only admire her passion, but not her actual contribution. She talked about her insecurities. And it was also, by the way, around this time that Lively allegedly mentioned her inner circle of supporters, including her husband, Ryan Reynolds, and pop star Taylor Swift, who had seemed to back her work on the script, told Justin Baldoni to his face.
Her messages and Justin Ryan's are so cringe. How great they are. And how low you are and how lucky you are to have us. Like, oh, weird. And how great
these revisions were. And he would say, I felt pressured to accept the revisions. I'm sure he would make the argument, I felt pressured to kind of apologize to her in this message. I was just trying to do everything the right way. The other way of looking at it, though, and we'll play a little bit of it in a second. The other way of looking at it, though, Ben, is she could say, he's calling me up at 2 a.m., talking about my body, talking about how he wants all of me, not to suggest this is sexual, but it's just a weird thing to do. And it's consistent with what she accuses of him. I want to play a quick voice note.
I want to start with an apology. Man, reading the second part of your message, my heart sank. And I'm really sorry. I for sure fell short. And you worked really hard on that. I am far from perfect. I'm a very flawed man, as my wife will attest. And I'm going to f up. I'm going to say the wrong thing. I'm going to put my foot in my mouth. I'm going to piss you off, probably, but I will always apologize and find my way back to center. And damn right, you got great friends if that's how you felt and they knew that. And we should all have friends like that, aside from the fact that they're two of the most creative people on the planet. The three of you guys together is unbelievable. talk about energy and just force.
He's bending over backwards to try to please her. And he's taking ownership with his apology, even though maybe his communication style doesn't work for her, but someone's got to be the boss. And if he was just the actor in this film, we wouldn't have this issue. But because he was the director, maybe because he told her no, a lot of crazy things. It's like throwing holy water on an evil spirit, in an exorcism movie, when you tell a certain type of person no, someone who doesn't hear no often. And he had to do that. He had to say no, like, we can't, that's not how it's going to go. But he did it in the most pleasant and nice way possible. I don't see a scenario from what I've seen where Justin Baldoni gets out of the hatred of Blake Lively. I feel like he was doomed once he wouldn't give her the candy in the candy shop.
All three of you.
I agree.
But I just wanted you to know that I didn't need that, because it's really good and it's going to make the movie sing. I am so sorry you have been through what you've been through with these other filmmakers and producers or whoever the people were that you worked with. It just pissed me off. Those heads that I'm just.
All right. So they go on to discuss, well, is it normal for him to text her a voice note at 2 a.m., which we immediately have to throw that out because he's responding to her 1:50 a.m. Text message thread. So by no means is there any case whatsoever that Justin Baldoni should not have been texting her at that hour. This ain't your Applebee's. This is a film set. They're working sometimes through the night, different times when the kids are in bed, and he's just responding to anyway. So that gets thrown out. I love the insight from Benjamin Chu. I just don't think he knows that much about the case, right? He hasn't even seen a lot of this footage, and so much of that context is really key here. With regard to the shame, there is a shame element that will be played by the supporters that come from the world of Amber Heard and Elaine. Hold on, listen to what I have to say. That being, look, if you come up with the opinion that you think Johnny Depp was innocent, you should be allowed to have that opinion without being slammed as a justice for Johnny guy. If you have the opinion that Bernie Sanders would have been a great president, you shouldn't be shamed as a Bernie bro. If you have the opinion that Blake Lively lied in order to steal this film, you shouldn't be shamed if that's your opinion. If you believe that Blake Lively's innocent and Justin Baldoni crossed the lines, you shouldn't be shamed. You didn't pull the trigger. If you want to agree with what Luigi did, that doesn't make you complicit in what he did. And in society, we like to attach people to whatever side we're angry at. I reject that. I reject any list you want to put me on for my attempt at fair coverage. I reject any, I had somebody in my own Facebook group say, oh, Dave's covering, I have a Facebook community. It's free if you want to join Dave Neal's community. People chat, and someone said, what side is Dave on? And then people commented, well, Dave's kind of split down the middle. He's letting the evidence come out. He's sharing his opinion. Yeah, but everyone's got a bias. What side is he on? I reject that. Now, what I see right now is that Justin Baldoni
has more of the evidence, I would say.
He's got a better case than Blake Lively does, but I don't see anyone with an all-out win unless there's some sort of confession or settlement or things like that. So I reject this idea of picking.
I really like this guy, and I really like the way he talks. He covers his stuff.
Sides, and then we hate the other side. That gets us nowhere, and it kind of stifles free.
And when you pick a side, you keep a war going.
Free speech, to be quite honest. It becomes very hard to discuss things like this without being called certain names. I mean, you can't discuss the sort of the war.
Oh, yeah, I was told to fuck around and find out earlier. I don't know if you guys missed that part. That was nice.
That's happening in Gaza without being called all sorts of names, regardless of what side you land on. So that fear of people speaking out leads to complicit behavior, and I don't blame people. So feel free to share your opinions. Let's do our best in the comments section not to shame anybody if we disagree with them. Do I think Elaine's opinion here is a little short-sighted and doesn't have all of the information? Yeah, that's where I land. Do I think Benjamin Chu's opinions don't? Well, his opinions are based on what he saw with Johnny Depp, and it's a different case. So either way, I think those that are watching every day know a little bit more about this, and we'll continue to cover it all. People can call me out if I'm hiding any information that Blake wants shared. That's just not the case here. Anything we've got, we're calling out. I can understand a scenario in which Blake Lively doesn't want to do a formal HR complaint and keeps that from going public in the moment. What I can't understand is why she doesn't have any evidence of her texting her husband while she's on set. Texting, you can't always pick up the phones. You text your agent, get down here. Justin Baldoni's crossing the line. There's no intimacy coordinator. I don't have any of that information that happened during the time.
What we have is her denying or saying that she doesn't want to meet with the intimacy coordinator. That's what we have.
Months later, these accusations were made. Even if it didn't go public, where's the proof? And we need to live in a world where we are kind of fact-based. All right, I got a lot of content to get to today. And we might get new claims from Blake Lively this week. That could drop at any time. Make sure you're subscribed to check that out. If you haven't already scanned the QR code to join the podcast, maybe you can't catch all my content on YouTube. Well, you can get it right there on the audio. You can listen in your car while you're, doing whatever the heck you're doing. Maybe you're shopping at Walmart for something and you're stuck.
So he did something this morning. I want to play it too. From his podcast about this morning. So let's see what it is. I really like his opinions a lot. And I appreciate that because I don't know how to explain this stuff. He's like, I get really lost with this stuff. Plus, I haven't really read the thing. I've just been playing everybody else's because I couldn't download the PDF. And then I'm reading. I'm like, oh my God, this is so much. Hang on 1 second. But people don't have to like choose to believe anybody's hearsay, because what we have to look at now is the actual evidence coming out, because unfortunately it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you know, it's what you can prove in court. And that also with his Justin Baldoni, with his reputation, like everything is, it's really like between, it's either his reputation now or theirs. And it was like they were going to ruin his. And he's like, no way, it's either mine. And he's not going to choose theirs. He's going to fight back. And I don't think hiring a crisis person or crisis person to basically get ahead of it or not get ahead of it counts as sphere, or what do they call it? I forget what they call it. Where is this? What he had this morning? Okay. Let me share. Oh, sorry. I found it. Yeah, he did something this morning, and it's about Ryan. Somebody that works with Ryan Reynolds. I've been saying I want to hear from somebody that there's Ryan or Ryan period. But I guess this is somebody that worked with him. So, all right, back to Dave Neal. We speed him up. I have to it's there. Okay. He's got a lot of stuff on here, but
Our ride to work. On today's Morning Rush, we're going to discuss the Spice Girls reunion, plus Jesse Eisenberg talks about his role playing Mark Zuckerberg, what it has meant for his career, and why he doesn't want to be associated with the tech billionaire. Well, additionally, it was announced that the film will be available to stream on Amazon MGM's Prime on May 1st. The announcement and speculation about when the film would pop up amid Star.
Sorry.
Community notes, which is a more democratic. Who was your favorite? I don't know. Maybe Sporty Spice. That was for me. You know, the sports bra always got me. All right, here we have a clip for you. We'd like to have a little clip from BBC News. This is Jesse Eisenberg. He was nominated for an Oscar for his portrayal of Mark Zuckerberg in the 2010 film The Social Network. And here's what he had. And by the way, now listen, I don't have a problem with the fact checking on Facebook. Hold on. After doing my research, I learned that only like 1% of posts are even Facebook, and there's just Google. There's just like several people that have so much control over how we curate the conversation around our country. That's more scary to me. Do I have a solution? No, I don't. I don't have a solution, not right now. But hey, stick around. Maybe one day we'll get to one. Blake, and who uses Facebook anyway? But again, we use Instagram. It's all the same. Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick's movie A Simple Favor sequel is going to open at South by Southwest. Now there was this conspiracy that Blake Lively was not going to promote the movie because of whatever reason. And Paul Feig, the director, said that's hogwash. It's in post-production, which means it takes a little bit of time to edit it. You got to fire composers and whatever. Now, Paul Feig directed Another Simple Favor for Amazon MGM Studios, which will be released to streaming on May 1st. Oh, my birthday. Another Simple Favor, the sequel to the 2018 thriller A Simple Favor, is set to open at the 2025 South by Southwest Film and TV Festival. Additionally, it was announced that the film will be available to stream on Amazon MGM's Prime on May 1st. The announcement and speculation about when the film would pop up amid star Blake Lively's ongoing legal battle. So there it is. There's the movie. It's coming out. Again, I think it was a big success. I actually think she was filming this in Italy when she was trying to edit or see the dailies for It Ends With Us, I guess. Either way, Baldoni wants a simple favor from her. Drop your lawsuit. That's what he would like. All right. So speaking of which, this is interesting. I want you to know this is a blind item, which means it could be 100% not true. I'm letting you know that, but it was shared. I thought it was interesting. I thought we'd get it on the timeline. Blind item, trouble in paradise. This in the news author is discussing filing a lawsuit against the A-list actress and her significant other. Apparently, promises were made but not kept. Is this true? Is Colleen Hoover threatening to sue Blake and Ryan? Again, it's a blind item, which means there's no vetting of it. We'll just put
it looks like, is that NC's blind item?
It out there, and we'll see if any, more information comes to that side of the story. Now, this is something interesting. This crossed my news feed, a guy that I actually respect very much, who I worked with on a film called The Town. We worked on a film called The Town, which again stars Ben Affleck, but also starred Blake Lively. I don't have anything bad to say about Blake Lively from The Town. In fact, she was so good in character that some of the locals in the scene that we shot thought that she was a local girl from East Boston. As it turns out, she wasn't. But this is about Ryan Reynolds. Several people who worked on a Ryan Reynolds project. I'm from New England, so I know a lot of filmmakers from New England, and boy, do they love to talk. You get a little clam chowder in them, some whiskey, they're good to go. So this is from a driver, someone that was actually their job, it seems to be, was to drive Ryan Reynolds around. They said, I've witnessed this while he was in Boston. Boston many times. They were on my route for a month filming. He even yelled at fans of his. His wife was perfect for him. She's the perfect example of a mean girl. Both of them suck. And then this person continued on. He is extremely rude. Entitlement is too nice of a word. I was shocked myself. I felt bad for the fans that waited hours to just get a glimpse of him. And again, we don't know what goes on in someone's personal day. Maybe he's on set for 18 hours. Maybe he's rushed to go home to his family. No idea. But here's the comment that came in from a person that I know. I said, hey, do you work with him? What are your thoughts? This is the response that I got. Yes, I worked RIPD, which is a movie that I filmed in Boston, with him for 4 months. Pretty much what Amy wrote. He had a rule that the crew couldn't look at or talk to him in passing while walking to and from set. He flipped out several times on crew members who had been allowed guests because the guests would glance at him. He gave me attitude only one time when I came out of my trailer one day and his dog came running over to me. And of course, I leaned down and showered him with attention. His dog was always on set and I had met the dog multiple times, but his assistant was always with the dog. He said, hey, can you not do that? He gets really anxious around strangers. When I responded jokingly with, I'm not a stranger. Besides, look how happy this boy is. He doesn't seem stressed to me. He got so pissed, he yelled at the dog and stormed into his trailer. I got spoken to later by one of the producers who also hated Ryan's behavior, but had to warn me that I wanted to keep my job. I'd stay clear of him. Now, I recommend not going up to people's dogs, but if they run up to you, it's fair game, right? Either way, that I wanted to share that with you. It doesn't mean much. I'm not here to gossip. This is first-person information that I got. I'm not sharing 7-person stories, although I did share that blind item, but at least I warned you it was a blind item. All right, I got this new clip that just hit my desk, and I don't have enough time to break it all down for you on this podcast because we're late to press here as we have to get this thing uploaded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a clip of Amber Heard's lawyer commenting on this Justin Baldoni Blake Lively mess, because of course Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp was one of the biggest stories from a couple of years ago.
We don't have to replay it. Let's see what else we have on. What else does he have on here?
Donald Trump says he wants the U.S. to take
throw this over. No more of that today. All right, that's the rest.
Tariffs.
Nope. Get off of here. I'm getting friggin' messages like crazy about earlier, and I don't feel like hearing it. Okay. All right, guys. So, wow. This is like literally, this is getting to be like Diddy, because how many lawsuits it's like lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. I'm so confused now. Like, I mean, I'm not confused, but I feel like everybody's like, oh, we're team this, team that. I mean, it's kind of like you just have to look at the evidence at this point, because there's so much going back and forth. Allegations back and forth. We have to literally just look at facts and what they have and what they can prove, and use our actual perception to decide, what we consider, like she considers something SA. Do we consider what happened SA? Do we consider the showing the birth scene, porn, stuff like that? Like, yeah, she might perceive it that way, but I mean, is it logical or more logical than not that that's what he meant? You know what I mean? Like, she might believe that, and that might be her perception, but more logically is that he didn't mean it that way. It was behind the intention, because they were doing a water birth, first of all, in the movie. So that was the whole reason that even came up. So, I mean, I don't consider that corn. And, there's, I don't know, the whole thing with Ryan. So I kept saying, I would like to know, what is Ryan in on this? Does he agree with this? Did he see the evidence and then say, oh my God, my wife's a problem? Apparently not. Apparently he still believes her. And like I said, we don't have to believe anybody. We could just look at the evidence. And what she said happened that didn't happen, and what she said was text messages that weren't text. You know what I mean? And the context that, she big doctor text messages. So I don't know how he can see it. It's like, okay, just look at what she's accusing him of, and then look where, the scenes and the text messages and the people that were involved on the set that knew that this was somewhat getting out of hand, and how she was just inserting herself way too much. And, she came back and filmed this. If this was such a problem, she didn't have to come back and film. She had a list of demands of things that were like, she ends up turning them and using them, weaponizing them, the things that she demanded on set after they had the break for COVID. So I don't know. I don't understand if you really wanted to, give me 1 second, Justin. If you really wanted to steal the film, you could have just stole the film. I mean, maybe not, but like, I don't know. I just don't understand. Like, I guess maybe they said the bad press is what set her off, but she didn't want to give herself bad press. And then the smear campaign, we proved that they were working on that way before they said they were. The New York Times. And so in the New York Times, I mean, I guess, I don't know, if this goes to court, we have to wait a year and a half almost. And it's like a lot can happen in a year and a half. Oh my God, imagine what could happen with these two. They might end up all but losing their careers by then, because everything's going to be so up in the air. Nobody's going to work with them until this is over with. Think about it. It all depends. Like, they have to probably go to court before anybody will work with them again. And Ryan and Blake have the money in a production company and they can just continue probably to work. Nobody's ever going to work with her again. I mean, what guy is ever going to want to work with her again? She probably never has to work again in her life. I mean, I'm just speculating. They have enough money. I don't know. 400 million? That's a lot of fucking money. Holy shit. 400 million. I mean, even if they settled, do you think Justin really wants that money? I mean, probably not. I think, it's just a number to throw out there just to get basically so he can clear his name through, social through us. Because if you think about it, like I always say this, the journalists and everybody that talks about this stuff, talks about the movies and much, we're the ones that actually matter when it comes down to reputation, because everybody that goes and are fans of his work or wouldn't be fans of his work are the ones watching it. And like our opinions matter. And he wants the truth. I wouldn't want, people to think, anybody can accuse you of anything, right? It just has to hold up in court. But the accusations and still live in social media, live on the internet. Everything you say and do that they do, or people, they lives on the internet. And it's like, once it, like with the West Side, once it's set on camera, it's like, okay. And the person that says it on camera, like Monica, may not know what the damage that they're doing just by saying something that somebody repeated to them off camera. The harm of saying it on camera is that it lives there. And that no matter what, sometimes people just decide, they just don't hear the truth. Like now, poor Justin, I see it one way. I see completely that I take his side completely. I see her as Amber Heard. I see her as just Ryan Reynolds and his lying ass wife. And to ruin another man's career, and I just don't get what is that serious. Like, if it was that serious to ruin his career, you probably should have continued to do the film, walk away from it. But no, everything between their text messages, everything seemed like absolutely fine between them. And, it just, he bent over backwards, and he lost the film basically to her. But, just to be shoved aside and put in the basement, and, for her to just threaten not to promote it if this doesn't go wrong or this doesn't go her way. When all the things she wanted and asked for, it was already offered to her. It's just, it's a shame. I don't understand. And I don't know how somebody can do that, knowing that she's lying. She knows she's lying. How can you sleep at night? Like, this man is so nice. Like, what a great guy. And you're like, I don't know how I could destroy such a nice person. I mean, honestly, think about it. Like, he's a good guy. And I don't think, unless she truly believes he's a monster, but it doesn't seem like it the way she talks to him in text messaging all the way up to the end until he realizes he's being sued. It's like, holy shit, what the fuck? Who is this person? Like, wow, that's why I guess she's won an Oscar before. I don't know. She's an actress, right? So the best liars in the world are actors and actresses. So the fact that she had him completely snowed until they started filming. Wow, her husband, Ryan Reynolds is actually, if he's just sociopathic as her, that's crazy. And if anybody else sees this any other way, please let me know. If anybody sees that this is not, that Justin did something wrong, or do you think that maybe there's more to it that we're not seeing? I don't know what more could it be? Why wouldn't she have put it out by now? I mean, is there other context to these messages? I don't know how she can, say that any of the stuff that he has is crap. But if it was such crap, why did she want it silence? Why did she want it to be what's it called, gag order or whatever it is? Nobody talking about it. He's not allowed to release anything else. Like, why? If it doesn't matter. But I can't believe that the way they're, I don't know how I could never hurt somebody, him, his wife, and his family, knowing that like he didn't do anything wrong, and he was trying to do was bend over backwards for me and like literally try to fangirl and fanboy on Ryan and her. It's like crazy to me. So fucking mean. Like you don't have a soul. I'm sorry, you must not have a soul. He has children, he has a wife, and you just straight up lie. Anyway, we should probably move on to Marcus Jordan, I guess. Guys, Marcus Jordan. Damn, I have no clue. Like, I did not suspect that Marcus Jordan ever would decide to drive impaired and have drugs on him. How stupid can you be? This is what I keep saying about fucking addicts. Like, I don't care if you do fucking drugs. I care about the actions that you do on said drugs. If you're a liar, a thief, a fucking a scumbag, a person that literally, you have to steal to do the drugs. Like, you don't act right on them. Like, I don't know how else to say. Like, don't do the things. If you're rich, don't fucking get in a car and drive with drugs on you. Are you stupid? And then say you're Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's your dad. Okay, well that makes it even fucking worse, sir, for what you're doing. You should really know better. Let's see. I have more body cam footage, I think. I have Kanye West too. Kanye. No. Blake. No. Oh, email. Did you say email you sent it to? Oh. Let me check. Oh, Instagram, probably right. Krista, get the Instagram. Sorry, give me 1 second, guys. I thought I had saved. No, Kanye. Like, I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine that Larsa does coke and that we wouldn't have noticed. But I mean, I didn't. Maybe like Mimir said earlier, maybe it was a relapse or something, and maybe that's what happened. Ugh, let's see. I would hope that he gets help, because he made a couple of really bad decisions that night, and that just to me screams out of control with your situation. All right, let me see. Let me share it with you guys. I hope this opens. Looks like it opened. All right. Settings. Oh, I keep it the wrong thing. Share screen. Okay. Okay. So this is News 5. You guys can see it, right? Where'd it go? Oh, okay. Okay. This is News 5 Chicago. Marcus Jordan, 34, was charged on suspicion of DUI, drug possession, and resisting arrest. Officers found a bag of what was determined to be cocaine on Jordan. God. Okay. Body cam footage. Right. Well, there it is. Okay. Marcus Jordan attends a game between the Bulls. Who cares about that? Marcus Jordan, the son of Michael Jordan, was arrested earlier Tuesday after he was allegedly out drinking at a Florida strip club for getting his car stuck on railroad tracks early Tuesday, according to authorities, with body cam video showing the arrest. Wow. Video obtained by NBC News shows Jordan, 34, telling the officers he's Michael Jordan's son, and added he wasn't doing anything wrong and was trying to make it home. Jordan's vehicle had been stuck on railroad tracks, with Jordan telling responding officers he made a wrong turn. He sure did. Jordan was booked on suspicion of DUI, drug possession, and resisting arrest. Right. Play this one.
Michael Jordan's son, Marcus, who you might recognize from reality TV, was arrested early this morning, according to officials in Florida. He was booked on suspicion of DUI, drug possession, and resisting arrest. Here's some of the body cam footage from police.
I'm Michael Jordan's son. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just trying to get home, and I made a wrong turn.
We should note police blocked out the faces of the officers making the arrest. Jordan made bail earlier, did not speak to reporters. It's not clear if he has an attorney. And a rep for Michael Jordan could not immediately be reached for comment.
Tonight, 2 weeks after returning to office, pledging to take a wrecking ball to...
According to an affidavit obtained by NBC, Matlin police discovered a blue Lamborghini stuck. Oh, it was a Lamborghini stuck on railroad tracks at about 1:14 a.m. near Greenwood Drive on Mechanic Street. The docs alleged the vehicle was reported to have fled from Seminole County Sheriff's Police shortly before the discovery, so he was running. I stood at the window and immediately detected the odor of alcoholic beverage coming from the vehicle. An arresting officer wrote in the document. The defendant kept saying he made a wrong turn and needed assistance getting his vehicle off the railroad tracks. I noticed the driver had slurred speech and he was confused where he was located. I noticed the driver had red, bloodshot, and glassy eyes. Jordan told officers he had been drinking that night and was coming from a few venues in Winter Park and Castleberry. A plastic baggie, with white powdery substance inside, was also found in the right pocket of his pants. Jesus, dude. God damn, you couldn't have thrown it out on the railroad tracks? Authorities said, noting that the field test later showed substance was cocaine. Damn it, dude. Officers alleged that Michael Jordan was not cooperative during the arrest, at one point extending his legs to keep them from closing the door to a squad car. Wow. He was also singing the entire way to, oh my God, to the DUI center, and his speech was slurred. Yeah, in the United States. Wow. It was not immediately clear if he had an attorney. Oh my gosh. Marcus Jordan has been in the headlines recent years for his previous relationship with the housewives of Miami. Pippen shares 4 children with, okay, we know that already. My God, dude. Okay, Larsa Pippen and Marcus Jordan, they announced their dating in January 2023. Wow. And later that year that a wedding was in the works, but the two ended a relationship. Not even a year later. Wow. So, I don't know, guys. I think, do you guys think he's in trouble? I mean, do you think like he's, well, you know, this is the kind of stuff you do when you are basically, you're just doing too much. You got an issue. You make really fucking stupid decisions, like carry cocaine on you and then drive fucking impaired, where you can, and then make like where the cop can find you. Like I'm saying, if you're going to do this shit, what the fuck are you driving for when other people are on the road? And like, sit at home. You want to fucking do cocaine? You sit at home, do your fucking cocaine and drink. Don't fucking make it make it society's problem. That's the point I wanted to make. Literally, stop making it society's fucking problem, because that's basically you just endangered a lot of people, and you have the money to not do that. And no wonder you haven't had any luck with whatever. I don't know. I don't want to say too much because I don't know. I maybe, let's see whether there's anything else about him, like anything about anybody knowing that he's oh yeah, we had that. That's right, last summer, the picture of him doing cocaine at the pool. Now that's what I'm saying. That shit like that. Why are you doing the cocaine out in the open like that? Again, this is something that you really think that like this is where you have to go get help, sir. You're not well. You're not well. I mean, that is just the stupidest thing you could do. Like, what do you think? You're fucking like untouchable? Michael Jordan's son, that's even worse. It's embarrassing for him. Like, how dare you do cocaine in front of all fucking people with people watching you? Let's see, Marcus Jordan snorting cocaine. Jesus Christ, on camera. Wow, man. And like the people with him, who the hell is like okay with him doing this shit? Like, dude, are you all a bunch of fucking like enablers? Here it is. Lord, dude. Marcus. I'm trying to open that. Are the images? I guess so. Am I even sharing this? I'm not sharing this. Sorry, hold on. Hello, TikTok. I don't know. How many people? Hey, Dan. I don't know how many people are held. Dan, you're still here, right? Okay, so there's a lot of news about this stuff. Okay, there's an Instagram picture. What can I just open it? All right. I can't believe, dude, would be this stupid or just so reckless. Are you kidding me? Michael Jordan's son was spotting throwing cocaine. Oh man, poolside lunch. 8 August of last year. That's a fucking disgusting. I'm sorry. God, I keep thinking I'm sharing it. Okay, that's him doing that. And where's the next one? Come on. And then here's this one. They're not the same thing. Like, there's other people with him, dude. It doesn't say. So he's the only one. Dude. Oh, he put it on a key or something. Dude. Wow. Appeared to be focused while doing so, then smiled and chatted with his friends. Friends? You call them friends? The enablers over there? I mean, wow, dude. What's the next one? What's this guy say?
Now, he had his little dipper.
Sorry, I'm going to start that over. This is the podcast talking about him snorting cocaine. Who is this? Joe. Oh, it's Joe Budden.
All right.
Allegedly, Joe Budden. Allegedly. Say allegedly. What happened? Where you at, Joe? It's fine. Fast forward that part.
Please don't pick up.
Please, no.
Please, Mom.
Please, I'm busy.
Busy.
Oh my God.
Maybe this part there.
Come on, Joe. Can we get back to
room? Yes, I've been around people that have done blow.
All right, back to the blow. Okay.
Oh, but she don't come in here and talk about it because she's rebranding.
Mel?
How is that a rebrand for me?
Mel.
That I was at parties with people doing coke and
Oh yeah,
Here's how it's time, man.
Marcus was doing some blow.
he was having a
Mel 30 years ago, over 30.
I don't know. I think Marcus is out of control.
You got the nose.
Yo, stop saying that.
You got a coke nose.
But
flare up. Yo, the way his nostrils.
Can you hear me now?
Hey.
Hey.
That was a good clip, Joe Budden, talking about it.
Mhm.
Thanks for helping me earlier.
You're welcome.
Everybody go watch Dustin on Monday nights on JoJo Speaks. His link was on there earlier. But I don't think anybody's in the chat besides Danny and you. So everybody's on TikTok watching and Twitter. And there's 259 people. So 265. It goes up and down on TikTok. But anybody that's watching or listening, I appreciate it. If you mind to share this and leave a comment or like, subscribe. But I am a little, I don't know, I'm concerned. I don't know. I guess if Michael Jordan, I don't think Michael Jordan is the one who is giving him his son coke. I mean, his son's old enough to go buy cocaine wherever he wants. But I feel like the decisions that he's made to do it out in public and then just drive and stuff is showing that he's negatively affecting his life. And like I said, you can do all you want, but when it starts to do that and it makes it society's problem and you put other people in risk, I feel like you're not well and you need to get some help. You know. And I just think that how fucking irresponsible can you be now when you are Michael Jordan's son and you do have a brand that you kind of represent? How can you be so reckless and stupid? And I don't know. I mean, look at these celebrities are all doing.
I think he needs to protect his brand more often. He needs to be more careful.
I mean, Marcus has a brand, like Joe Bud said. What does he do? He's not good at basketball, and you know he basically is. His thing is being Michael Jordan's son. And if I guess you're right. He is the brand. He is part of the brand, and he's basically looking like a clown. And I wish I could see I wish they had the apparently he was singing Mariah Carey in the back of the cop car, but I can't find that footage. But yeah. So I don't know. I feel like with this Blake and Justin thing, that is just getting completely like there's like lawsuit after lawsuit, but they're all valid. And this situation, I'm worried about Marcus, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, he had a girl with him. Apparently, he was at a strip club, so I guess he's just partying his life away. It doesn't always, that's not sustainable, but I mean, I guess it can be, but it doesn't seem like it's a sustainable lifestyle. Everybody that ends up, just doing that, you end up literally, everybody, you end up, it doesn't work out, it's not sustainable, like I said, but whatever, it is what it is. I feel like, I did drugs for so long that it was basically, I never thought I would stop doing them. And I don't know. And I get to the point where I was really functional for like 10 years. And then I wasn't until I wasn't, but
right.
Like I was going to work, I was making money and I was like run. And after 10 years, it just started to get downhill after that, but it's just not sustainable. And I was doing pills and cocaine. And working and trying, and my boss was giving us the drugs. So, but they don't have anybody to answer to. But he will now because he's gonna have to go to court. But
right.
I'm glad that, thank God Shannon Bador didn't hit a person and it was just a house. Thank God the Karen. Oh, did you hear the latest with Karen? Apparently, with Karen Huger.
No, I didn't hear about that.
Well, listen, allegedly. Remember, I kept saying, how the hell did she even? How could she be driving? She can't even talk or walk, right? Apparently. Blue Eyes was driving and he fled the scene. He's the one who got in the accident and he fled the scene. Allegedly.
So she got all the blame for it.
She was cheating on him. On Ray. You know who Blue Eyes is, right? It's a guy she was allegedly having an affair with for a long time.
Yeah, I heard about Blue Eyes, yeah.
So that would make sense because I'm like, well, that makes sense because I didn't think she was able to even drive. So I was like, how the fuck could she drive? And then I kept saying, where was she? And who let her get in a car to drive? Where was she so wasted? Where did she leave? And somebody had let her get in a car to drive. And now that makes sense that she was probably driving around drinking with Blue Eyes, sneaking around.
Yeah.
Which is, I can't believe. And him flooding flood scene. If that's true, and she's literally taking the rap for him, I mean, she was freaking wasted. I don't even think she probably remembers how that even, I don't know. I just find it completely fucked up, man. That she was even I don't know. It's like driving around with that, cheating on. I don't know why you're filming. You're cheating on Ray. It's like, what in the world?
Right.
And people talk about blue eyes all the time, and then Ray comes to the scene. It's like, what the fuck? I'm like, I mean, if she went to court and told everybody, well, no, I mean, we read it. She didn't mention anything about it. So she's taking the rap for blue eyes. And it's her fourth one. I would not. I don't know. But you know what? That's what you get for being out there, being a little hussy and being a little liar and a cheat and a sneak. You know what I mean? Like, how dare you, Karen? Like, you're out drinking and driving, cheating on Ray, putting other people's lives in danger. Your cousin Dave was on the phone with you while you're allegedly getting the accident. Why is he not telling you to pull the fuck over? Like, what the hell is happening here? And then Shannon, she hit a house. Shannon's the only one who really took responsibility for what happened with her.
Right.
Karen seems to not think that she has to, I guess. I don't know, man. Like, the decisions that these people are making when they have the money to not do this and not put other people's lives in danger. Like, Marcus, you had to drive your Lamborghini around on cocaine. Was that necessary? And be wasted and drive up on with a Lamborghini up on freaking tracks? I mean, I understand sometimes you don't know where you're at and you hit the wrong turn, but he was already running from them. I don't know. But look, I'm locked out of my phone. Look, still has 54 minutes.
Oh my god.
I'm fucking pissed. I don't know. I guess I put my fucking code in too fast sometimes. But whatever, man. I wanted to talk about Kanye and Bianca. Because I don't think she's controlled, but I think that she tried to make a statement with her. Hey Terry, thanks for joining.
Hey Terry. Hey Mayor.
Hey Mayor, thanks for joining. I'm about to talk about Kanye. I already went through the other two. I went Instagram. Shit, sorry. Where'd I go? Instagram. Did I shut Instagram down? No, it says I'm live. Okay. All right, Kanye. I don't think she's being controlled, but let me see. A lot of people think she is. I don't. All right. Grammys. Man, I can't believe I was looking. Remember, we were looking for that information, and I was going on different websites, and there's pop-ups everywhere. I don't know how I would not be able to have my people go to a website that did that. I'm ready to kick my screen. It's insane. Pop-ups are crazy. I feel like the infomercial. Okay. Where am I at? I am on New York Times now. Let's go to people. No, I'm gonna read it and show you guys because I thought she had at least something covering her. Apparently, she didn't. Kanye. Okay. I'll go to the New York Post. Fuck it. Do the New York Post. Let me share this. Okay. I hate this fucking thing. Deal. All right. Can't hear it. Play, fucker. No? Okay, fuck it. Okay, Kanye West again boasted that he and his wife Bianca Censori beat the Grammys with their shocking nude stunt on the red carpet. Well, I mean, on Sunday night, the Vultures rapper's wife, 30, took off her fur coat in front of a sea of cameras to reveal her sheer, barely there mini dress without a bra or underwear. Well, I guess she had something covering her then. It's not showing anything. West, for his part, was dressed in all black attire. He looked good, including a plain t-shirt, pair of black pants. He's always in black. He actually looks normal. Speaking to TMZ about the now viral moment, the rapper 47 said, "Ask us." I don't know what it means. After the cameraman repeated the question, West, we beat the. What does "we beat the Grammys" mean? I don't understand what that means. I don't know what that means. We beat the Grammys. The interview came just hours after Song Hitmaker posted Google search results showing that Australian architect was the most searched term of the night in the award show. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I mean, she's beautiful. She's a great body. And she's always trying to make a statement. And you know what? Fuck the Grammys. I mean, fuck Hollywood at this point. I'm just saying. The most Googled person on earth, West wrote alongside a video of his wife. Is she? Another slide he added, we beat the Grammys. I don't know how to beat the Grammys. What's that mean? The most Google, okay, whatever. Beat the Grammys. Okay. A professional lip reader claimed that West encouraged his wife to reveal. I don't think that he's making her do anything, but meanwhile, a body language expert said Sensori, who has been married to West since 2022, showed fear. No, she doesn't. On the red carpet, and her move to expose her outfit was the ultimate attention-seeking statement. Yeah, she's obviously making them talk and it worked. Sensori reportedly will not face repercussions. Why would she? She said, it said she was actually still covered a little bit. However, West may lose out on his $20 million international concert. He doesn't care about that. Her body's amazing. A source claimed that investors. I'll look at it in a minute. A source claimed that investors who are lacking West 2 performances in Tokyo Dome in May are extremely upset. Why? Which has been great. Who cares? Then just leave and come do it somewhere else. A Hollywood PR expert said since revealed the reason behind the stunt, inclusively telling the Post that West went through with it in order to get dollars. No till. Okay. I mean, I guess, yeah, he's making, a statement. She is anyway. Oh, God. So, let's say she has a nice body, but the most cool person on earth. I mean, is she the most cool person on earth? He might be. Okay. See, okay. She's still wearing something. I mean, you could see everything, but I mean, look, she's gorgeous. So, and again, I don't think he's making her do anything, but some of her outfits that she walks around are weird. Like when she wears, like medical fucking, what's it called? Medical something on her feet. She was wrapped in like gauze. I'm like, oh God. Justin Williams, Think Lively, as a thought 30 minutes. We know all that. All right, well, let's see if there's anything new. God, her outfits on this show, on this movie are hideous. Hideous. I don't know why. That whatever. But well, that's it. I was going to say with Gossip Girl, love her. I don't believe that I don't believe that she's being controlled. But again, I mean, his idea. It might be his idea. The stunts, and I guess she goes along with it. I definitely believe they got married because they were trying to. The Kardashians were trying to put him in a conservatorship. So I think that.
When did that happen?
When they got married, I think a year ago or 2022. They were trying to do that when he was divorcing Kim. Remember how they were saying he was bipolar and he actually was like kind of losing it a little bit, but I kind of blame them. But they were putting him through a lot when Kim left him, and they were trying to put him in conservatorship, I think. And marrying her, she was able to take control of his money.
I remember that part, but like,
yeah, well, they were talking about that last year. It makes a statement. It does make a statement. Thanks for noticed that word. I mean, why not? She had something on at least. I mean, it's maybe the time and the place. That's the thing. Like the time and place was wrong, but I understand like she could do that somewhere else. But that was, I mean, I don't know if a lot of kids really watch the Grammys, but there were a lot of people. Yeah, they were offended. It's weird. I mean, they're offended. This wasn't the right place for it. I guess you know what I mean. I don't feel like it was the right place. I don't know where the right place actually is, but I just feel like that on national television isn't. But anyway, I wanted to come back because I missed you guys, but I don't know. I got a bunch of DMs about me and Larger earlier, so I apologize for talking about politics. I didn't understand. I didn't realize all that was going to happen. I guess I know better than to bring up that person's name, so I won't do that again. So anybody that I offended, I apologize. Again, I don't like anybody coming into my chat telling me to fuck around and find out. So that's basically my problem. That's the only part.
Let me say something, Coach. This is your platform. You have a right to what you want to talk about on your platform. So, I mean, it doesn't matter to me if it's about politics or not. But it's just you have to be careful because some people can take it the wrong way. I guess I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I have no idea what the fuck fuck around and find out. I mean, me and Large just disagreed on something, and then this person comes in and says, I actually thought I was the caller because she was on Large's side. I forget her name. Something Star, so Susie, something. I don't know. And you tell her, Large, tell her, you better fuck around and find out. And I'm like, huh? Hey, me? What the fuck are you talking about? What am I going to find out? Fuck, because who I voted for? I never said I voted for anybody. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, literally, like, I hate when people, and it's my fucking live, and I'm like sitting there letting you fucking talk shit to me, but just kept saying it more than once. And it's like, excuse me? Explain, what the fuck are you talking about? You know? What is this, a fucking cult where we all have to agree? Like, really fuck around
We
and
don't
find
have to agree. We don't have to agree on everything.
Yeah.
But
That was just the wrong thing to say to me. Fuck around and find out. You fuck around and find out. You already did, so now you're going to find out. You know what I mean? I'm not going to fuck around and find out. She fucked around, and now she's going to find out. Oh, I found it. All right. I forgot. I did have it in, I did put it there. I mean, it was just weird. Like, what the, like, literally, I actually was not saying anything, I don't think. I was just listening to Large. I was just, all I kept saying was, I don't know I don't understand. Like, I just didn't understand why all that was. I don't know. I was confused. I thought that, I don't even remember. Honestly, I don't even remember what I said about finding money on that money. I don't know. Never mind. I could not believe that all that happened. And I was like sitting there like, she didn't. What? Who apologized? I didn't see her apologize. I don't know how she could misunderstood. How she misunderstood. I don't misunderstand you saying fuck around and find out. Don't you know what I mean? What was it was out of line, but like, again, explain yourself. Like, what are you talking about? I'm talking about, oh, Hallie passed away. Okay, his trainer for yeah, that's right. All right, Haley Pasternak. What? Who's that? Tell me. Who's Haley Pasternak? Oh my God. Killer Gamble's name's coming up again. I'm telling you, he's like, where's fucking Waldo? Remember how he was like, Kanye told us about him, you know what I mean? Haley Pasternak, who's that? Is she like an actress or something, maybe? That might be he had an ex-girlfriend too that was like, said that he was, oh, wait, she misunderstood. I don't know how she could misunderstand. I actually missed that part, but I don't accept her apology because I would like to know what fuck around and find out means. She misunderstood. I don't know who she misunderstood. She might have misunderstood whose chat it was and whose live she was in, but telling me to fuck around and find out, I don't know how we can get confused about that. But I guess she, whatever, it is what it is. This isn't a fucking cult. I don't know how you can confuse that either. But I don't know. Maybe there's only reason that nobody's showing up to my. Am I being too aggressive, I guess, or being too toxic or something? People seem to like not show up anymore. Maybe it's me, I guess. You know what I mean?
no, it's not you.
It must be. Like, you know, I mean, TikTok people I appreciate and everybody else, but like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Oh, okay. And okay. Is that somebody? Was she have something to do with Corey Gamble? Remember he was like remember when he went away mentally and he came back with dyed blonde, or he had shaved head with blonde, like he dyed his hair blonde, and that's like the sign, you know, like the checkered floors. That's another sign of it. When you shave your head and dye your hair blonde, and that's exactly what friggin' that one singer did. I forget her name. She was a new singer. She did it in one of her videos. It's like, oh my God, people. But I feel like they cloned it. I don't know. I always want to say that he's not, that he actually got away from that, but I don't know. They did something to him. But I thought that he just basically, you know, if they say he's bipolar, I can see that. I can see the manic in him. But I just don't see him as controlling, you know. But anyway, I would, yeah. Maybe I should probably go now because maybe I'm saying things I shouldn't say.
Okay.
But everybody that's listening or listens, or the replay crew, I appreciate it. Oh, and please follow Dave Neal. He's so fucking funny, and thank God I found somebody that can explain this lawsuit stuff and like not be long. It's not a long thing like me, and hopefully I can just play because I like his opinions too. So I'm going to follow and join his thing because he gets right into it and he has a good following too. So everybody follow Dave Neal. Mimir already put all the stuff in there, and Dustin goes on JoJo Speaks on Monday nights. Please go watch 90 Day Fiance, which I still have to get caught up on. And there it is.
90 Day Fiance, The Last Resort.
Last Resort. Oh, it's The Last Resort again?
Yeah.
Who's on it?
Rob and Sophia.
Who?
Rob and Sophia.
Who's that? Rob and Sophia. Rob and Sophia. Okay.
And I can't remember the other people's names now.
The people that were on it before?
Yeah.
Like Ed. No, not Ed. Right now.
No, Ed's not.
He's
Ed
fired.
got fired. Right? Mm-hmm.
Oh, who else is on it? Oh man, I have to watch it.
Yeah. Can't remember their names right now off the top of my head.
Yeah. Thanks for coming up, Dustin, and just kind of chilling and sitting there.
You're welcome.
I apologize for not bringing up earlier. I get so sidetracked. I already got sidetracked anyway. I love being on here with Larja though, but I get sidetracked. But I appreciate you understanding and being a good friend and being there for me. And I'm sorry if I'm being a bad friend.
That's okay.
All right, you're my buddy.
I know. I'm just trying to.
I know. I appreciate you.
You're
Everybody.
welcome. I'll talk to you backstage about it.
Okay. And everybody else, please don't tell me that I'm being mean to Dustin. Everybody, if I am, he knows that I don't mean it. And I wish people. I know it's weird. I have to remember that people that don't know me, people don't get it. They think that I'm like, I don't know, the way I communicate. I guess it comes off.
Yes.
To Jersey, I guess, and people don't know that I'm not. That's not that's what I mean. I don't know. I can't explain it. I'm too aggressive. I don't know. I mean, I don't think that I guess I do talk like. Maybe I should watch myself back again and see what.
No, it's not.
I want to go through the comments that I got my DMs and see everything that I was told that I do that I was fucked up about. Like 2 people said a bunch of fucked up shit, and I'm fucking. I was on the phone with you the first time. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, really? Are you fucking like what? Really? Oh shit. Maybe I am fucked up. I don't know. I thought I was pretty fucking quiet the whole time when that was happening.
Well, I went back and watched back and watched the live, and I don't think you got to say what you needed to say. So
I don't even know what I was going to say. I honestly forgot. I said one thing about the money, and then after that, I kind of I don't know. When my brain went off the rails. I couldn't understand what was happening. But I'm like, what? What?
I think Larja kind of interrupted you. Huh?
But I'm so confused. I didn't understand why. I don't know. I guess I missed something. I don't know. It is what it is. I don't know. I was maybe CNN's reporting something different than Fox again. I don't know. I'm not watching either one of them. I didn't see what that was. Anyway, I guess I know better. I'm going to literally put my mute button on, and when I get the urge to even talk about that situation or that, I can't believe I can't say. I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And
well,
I mean,
I'm gonna say
it's an hour or 2 into the episode, so I mean, people that get mad about it. I mean, we did talk about Housewives for the first hour and a half, so it's not like, you know what I mean.
Well, I'm gonna say this, Krista.
Yeah.
I want to say that I want to say that people have different opinions, and Sometimes everybody don't have to agree with what you got to say, but that's okay.
Exactly, and we're not a cult. We always start on the most benevolent timeline, and then we might have a disagreement in the middle of it, but that's fine. But then we always end up on the most benevolent timeline,
Yeah.
And I don't think that sidetracking off for 20 minutes is that big of a. But anyway. Is what it is. Like I said, I don't expect everybody to agree with me. I actually welcome people that don't, because it fascinates me, and I'd like to know. I'd like to know.
Why.
Yeah, because my logic. Because sometimes I don't know how I can't see this any other way, and I would like somebody that does is on Blake's side to explain to me why they don't think that they believe Blake. You know what I mean? Like, how do you don't believe your eyes, or am I saying it completely different? You know what I mean? So that's why I always try to get I always think people that argue with me about Teresa. About Teresa, I'm like, please come up and explain to me what your reasoning is. I'm only asking for some logic behind it, or some, I don't know. Anyway, But
Mhm.
it's like maybe I don't know. I don't understand. And this again, she apologized. I have to go check that out because I don't know what did she misunderstand. But all right.
Who
Anyway,
apologized?
the person that was telling me to fuck around and find out in the chat earlier.
Well, she can.
Did you see? I told you about that. Didn't you? Were you there? Didn't you see it or were you there?
Yeah, I seen it. I seen it live.
Like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Fuck around and find out what the Laura's just not telling me anything. Like,
Yeah.
trying to find out. Okay, what fuck around? Okay, what are you gonna what am I gonna find out? Are you gonna never mind. I'm gonna just stop. All right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Ending the stream because I'm gonna start saying shit that I don't get me in trouble. But everybody, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. If you joined the replay crew, I appreciate it. It was only an hour and 30 minutes, but I don't know if I'm going to put this on the podcast side. But if I do, anybody listening on the podcast side, you can please follow Who Started Your Own Podcast. And it's on the Reality with Kristen Ray YouTube channel live. Also on Spotify and all podcast platforms. And please leave me a 5-star review. And yes, I have the comment section and review. You can leave me a bad review. Like I said, I get it in DMs constantly. I take it into consideration like I am now. I take constructive criticism well. I just would like to know, the logic behind some of that. What's that? People aren't used to you being on at night. I know. My husband just asked why you're dying now. I don't know. He knows? See, Terry's husband even knows I'm in bed by now. Usually, why is Krista doing these lives at night? Because you know what it is. I'm wait. I don't know. Because I'm doing my day one, and I'm like, and then at nighttime, I kind of just, I don't know. I guess I don't know. I feel like I want to keep talking about the stuff. I don't know. And also it helps, like I was trying to get more, like if I do evening ones, I didn't want to just do evening. I didn't want to like push my show, but I wanted to keep doing the 12 o'clock one. But I figured if I do in the evening, the people that don't make it during the day, maybe it'll get me more people. You know what I mean?
Get more views.
Yeah. Well, I want more people to be able to join the live too. Maybe they're at work during the day. I forget that people work during the day too. Because, we've always had a good following with Adam and all, but like, I know, some people work and maybe it's just easier to go on at night, but we'll see. If I'm not tired, I'm gonna keep doing a second one every bit. When I do the Mondays, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm always gonna try to do a second one too. So I do need to get my views up though. Big time. All right, end of the stream. Love you guys. Dustin, don't go anywhere.
Oh.